On today's episode of The Simpsons, the world's most dysfunctional family decides to go eco-friendly in the dumbest way possible, building a giant wind turbine in their backyard, thinking they're saving the planet when they can't even save the microwave in their kitchen. And of course, just when you think it can't get any worse, it gets way, way worse. There's shade thrown at green capitalism, fake activism made of paper mache, a whale explosion, yep, you heard that right, and Homer trying to harpoon sharks while test driving a boat. It's not just an episode, it's an environmental meltdown with a burping soundtrack. So if you like sharp humor, zero filters, and a bucket load of American sarcasm, smash that play button and get ready for nervous laughter, because this episode is so chaotic, it would give Greenpeace an anxiety attack. Welcome to the most reckless, unhinged recap on the internet. The episode kicks off with Bart and Lisa totally zoned out watching a show so boring it would make C-SPAN look like a Vegas rave. It's called Tic-Tac-Toe, where X and O fight forever. That's it, a never-ending war of symbols. Bart's chillin' with a juice box, happy as can be, until Homer busts into the room like a doomsday prepper on a Red Bull high because the electric bill went up. He freaks out, yanks the TV plug like he's performing an exorcism, and hits them with that classic broke dad line. You think I'm made of money? No, Homer. You're made of beer, cholesterol, and poorly managed rage. Lisa tries to be reasonable, which, let's be honest, has never worked in that house, and says she's cool with saving energy, but changing your lifestyle isn't exactly easy. Homer naturally skips over the logic and asks if she just called him fat. Yes, Homer, you're fat, and dumb, and a walking ecological disaster. Lisa, patient as a monk with food poisoning, pulls out a pamphlet on alternative energy, and that's when Homer hears the magic words. Energy fair, free samples, free food, and boom, he's dragging the family out the door. But not before lighting up the entire house with Christmas lights. Because yeah, turning off the TV saves energy, but leaving your house glowing like a Vegas strip club on New Year's Eve? Totally fine. As soon as they leave, who shows up? None other than Springfield's most underrated criminal, Snake. He sees the blinking lights, figures no one's home, and drops the best line of the week. They think I'm stupid? I'm gonna poop on their carpet. Welcome to Springfield, folks, where crime isn't stealing a TV, it's marking your territory with poop. At the Energy Fair, it's a parade of weirdos pushing ideas more useless than that trust you gave your ex. There's even Mr. Burns holding a protest sign saying clean energy is unfair to land exploiters. This dude has zero moral brakes. He's basically a fossil-fueled Thanos. Somewhere in the chaos, Barney shows up, the human symbol of failure, drunk, skating around with a sign about the power of the burp. Probably the only man alive who's tried to turn his gastric collapse into renewable energy. Lisa finds the Danish wind power booth. And that's when this guy, who looks like he time-traveled straight from a Viking ship, tries to sell Homer on wind energy. He explains the payment plan. You pay with government credits and taxes for like 18 lifetimes. Homer hears discount and he's sold. Someone yells, "Get the rope!" and bam, deal sealed. Because if there's rope involved, it's official, like a shotgun wedding in Reno. Now the wind turbine towers over their backyard like a monument to Homer's overconfident ignorance. Lisa's thrilled. We're finally leading in clean energy, she says, and Homer, like every dad pretending to know what he's doing, goes, I won a Grammy. Marge, narrating with the dead voice of someone who's long since lost all domestic dignity, points out the house clock is now running backward. And Homer, tripping in a mental DeLorean, goes, then I would better warn President Lincoln about his crazy wife. Congrats, Homer. You've managed to link renewable energy to historical hallucinations. Lisa explains they're now feeding energy back to the power company. Homer, in full meltdown mode, thinks they're stealing from him. He calls the utility and starts ranting. The operator, Lenny, goes, you mad? Then cancel. So Homer cancels, because reckless decisions are his love language. Now they're off the grid, running on wind. Yeah, wind. So everything only works when it decides to blow. The TV works for 5 minutes, then cuts out. The fridge, the garage door, the blender. It's like playing power roulette. Homer, missing all the irony, declares, from now on, we live intermittently. Congrats, caveman. You just invented the 21st century Stone Age. The kids try gaming, but when the power drops, the game characters start fighting, just like them. Homer gets stuck in the garage door and decides it's the perfect nap spot. Marge tries to make a smoothie and ends up with foam. Putting on lipstick becomes an extreme sport. And Homer? He tries to generate wind by plugging in fans, using the neighbor's power. Poor Ned Flanders loses it, rips the cords out like a betrayed pastor, and yeets them into Homer's yard. Bart, trying to help, climbs the turbine and spins the blades by hand. Exhausted, he prays. And because Springfield is cursed by drunk writers, God answers. An apocalyptic windstorm begins. It's so intense it looks like Springfield's about to get sucked into a wormhole. And what does the storm bring? A freaking beached humpback whale. Lisa, soft-hearted as always, bonds with it. She names her Blue. She stays by its side. Bart plays the flipper like a fart machine, gets launched across the beach, and comes back drenched in whale goo. A touching moment. Cut to Lisa wandering the town like a widow of sea creatures. Everything reminds her of Blue. Moe's creaky door, Nelson giving Martin a wedgie, the salty air, the sewer stench. It all whispers Blue. She returns to the beach, to the whale's sandy grave, and sits like she's in a sad French indie film. Until, splash, she sees 3 baby whales swimming. Blue's kids, she thinks, eyes sparkling. But life is a trash fire, kid, because here come the sharks. Not 1, not 2, a whole gang of them, swimming in circles like Wall Street bros hunting crypto. Lisa panics. She yells, splashes, throws sand, maybe trying to scare them off with pure sadness. It doesn't work. She freezes. And then, enter Homer Simpson. Useless hero mode engaged. He shows up in a boat. Because of course, you can find a boat in Springfield, probably at a thrift shop or as a Craigslist test drive. Lisa asks, "Where did you get this boat?" "I'm test driving it." Right. Homer out here test driving boats like normal people sample donuts. They hop on. Homer, now Captain Crunch with a vengeance, pulls out a harpoon to fight the sharks. Lisa freaks. She begs him not to. "You can't save the whales by killing. That's not saving, that's just more dumb destruction." Then things somehow get worse. Another boat appears. 2 crunchy granola eco-activists. They look like they sell vegan soap at farmers markets. One yells, "Shark Week is canceled!" Sea Hugger, deflect that harpoon. And Homer completely over it. "Aw, come on, give me a break." The fight escalates. And of course, Homer goes full Simpson mode. He tries to harpoon the shark. Lisa grabs his arm and says, "If the only way to save whales is to kill, then we're doing it wrong." Boom. Lisa becomes the voice of moral clarity, balancing her dad's murder instinct with the circle of marine life. But Homer is still Homer. In his clumsy hero moment, he slips and falls into the water. That's it. A floating meat barrel surrounded by hangry sharks. Lisa screams. Homer, still trying to be funny. "They think I'm a baby whale. My diet's working." "No, Homer. They think you're the buffet." One activist tosses him a bucket as a shield, like giving a paper umbrella in a hurricane. It hits Homer. He's bleeding. He's floating. The sharks are circling. For a second, we really think he's going to get shredded. And then, the savior whale returns. Maybe Blue's aunt, maybe Blue's reincarnated spirit. She body slams the shark and saves Homer. Nature spared the dumbest man in town, probably just to keep the comedy going. Lisa watches, spiritually reborn. She grabs her dad's hand. They watch the whale calves swim away, free, maybe to die with dignity in the next episode. Lisa, teary-eyed. "Daddy, is everything gonna be okay?" And Homer, dazed from almost becoming fish food. "Sure, sweetie. I'm young, I've got 2 beautiful kids, and I'm probably gonna marry a sexy mermaid soon." And that's it. The final wisdom of a man who survived by pure dumb luck and now believes he deserves a mermaid harem. If you enjoyed this tsunami of sarcasm, chaos, and animated tragedy, don't be shy, dude. Subscribe, hit that bell, and join the squad that laughs at animated disasters with style and just enough social awareness. The humor's dark, the takes are sharp, and the whale, well, the whale's long gone. Because if laughing at life is all we've got left, laughing at The Simpsons is basically a political statement. Catch you on the next animated train wreck, folks. Stay weird, stay loud, stay windy.